Okay, so I've got an interesting question here from someone on my bioenergetic support group, and if you want to join that, by the way, it's a Telegram group and it's linked in the description of my YouTube videos. And it says, "Hi Devraj, I'm a very introverted person in the sense that being in social settings drains my energy every one by one, and at the end of the day, I am super exhausted. Even if I sleep 9 or 10 hours, the next day I wake up tired as if I haven't recovered from the day before mentally and emotionally. Do you know some exercises to help with this problem?" Well, before I get to anything to do with like exercises and stuff, something I've noticed in my own life and often working with clients is, we all of us, when we interact socially, put up a mask to some degree. Maybe the situation maybe call for it. We're a certain kind of person when we're around our parents. If we see someone that we're sexually attracted to, we may go into a mode which we hope will make them feel the same about us. If we're at work, if we're hanging out with people of the same gender, there are masks that we wear and we put on. And perhaps in some kind of imaginary ideal world, this wouldn't be necessary. But, in reality, as we're in 2025, for the most part it is. But something to understand is that it takes energy to keep up the front, to keep up the mask. It takes a certain amount of energy, and energy is like your vital libidinal force, that is either flowing freely in your system or it's a bit suppressed and repressed. So this is really key thing to understand, I think, that if your energy is up and there's not too many blocks, then keeping up a front and being a certain person in a social situation will be easier. You'll be able to maintain it for longer. Likewise, on the converse kind of side of things, if you don't put up much of a front, then it won't take so much energy. So it's like there's two things here to consider. How much of a front am I putting up in order to meet the world? And how much energy have I got access to? And if you're trying to put on quite a front and your energy is a bit low, it's just you're just going to run into trouble. You're going to get drained, basically. I like understanding things through these kind of libidinal dynamics rather than sort of complex psychological models, because I think a lot of things are much simpler like that. So then you have two basic choices. Either I start to do exercises to try and get my energy up and to try and get my awareness more inside my body, or I start to experiment with being, not putting on quite such a social mask at work or around friends or whatever social setting you find yourself in. Someone actually on the thread commented, do the beat depression workout, which you can find on my YouTube channel, and you can give that a try to try and increase the level of energy you've got going in your system. Likewise, just working out or something like that down the gym can for some people increase the level of energy they've got in their system. If you're someone who dissociates a lot from the body and from the sense of the body, and if you're always coming up into the mind, then it gets a little bit trickier because you have to do an exercise which doesn't just overstimulate and over-trigger that response from your nervous system. So if you find that doing more intense workouts to give you energy doesn't actually give you energy, then that's almost certainly what's happening. It's just a bit too evocative and it's sending you too far up. And in that case, you just need to do more gentle stuff, which revolves around simply trying to feel your body more. Okay, so I hope those are some useful pointers. And that you can make some progress with this issue. I do sincerely hope that. And thanks very much for your question. And thank you to everyone for tuning in.